Hello and welcome to irishracing.com. This week I'm catching up with Niamh Ashe, who's taking part in the Corinthian challenge. If you missed Niamh's last interview, here's a little bit about her.
Hi, my name is Niamh Ashe. I'm an equine therapist living in Kildare and I'm doing the Corinthian challenge this year. I wanted to do the Corinthian challenge this year just to see kind of how hard the jockeys actually work to be fit enough to race. I had a major operation about 4 years ago and just getting over that and the recovery process and trying to get back riding and everything. I think like the jockeys definitely do an awful lot to be able to keep going and keep their stamina up.
So Niamh, it's great to speak with you again here. You've had some great race riding experience since we last met.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I've really been enjoying it now.
And we're here in James Fahey's yard. You rode his Derby de Tax in the first race. That first kind of experience on the racetrack, just kind of describe the day to me, I suppose.
Very busy. Got down to Nice, went in, met everyone in the weigh room. We went out, we got to walk the course with Cathy Gannon. She gave us a couple of tips on how to ride the course, and then went back in, got all geared up and kitted out, and yeah, got up on our horses and off we went.
So you had a kind of a quiet introduction the first day, but then at the Curragh last time you had a great one on Typical Thomas.
Yeah, it was a totally different experience. Darby was really good the first day. He was nice and quiet. He just sat in behind, he settled really well, and gave me a nice spin kind of coming up the home. And then, Typical Thomas was a bit more enthusiastic, wanted to get out in front, and gave me an absolutely brilliant spin around.
And do you feel like even going from first race to second, you were kind of more in tune with kind of the speed of it going at a race even?
Yeah, I think probably we could have went maybe a little bit slower just with the conditions the day on the Curragh. Like there was a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and the ground probably wasn't amazing. But it's great to be able to do the 3 races because you definitely learn loads from each race. So I think we went into the second race with a bit of a different mindset. Third race will be a bit more of a buzz maybe. We'll be a bit more enthusiastic about doing things.
So obviously you're local to the Curragh as well, so fighting out a finish there meant a lot, and Martina Dempsey is local to you as well, the winner of the race.
Yeah, it was brilliant to see Martina coming up past me. I think I actually turned around at one stage. I had nothing else to give, but I think I turned around at one stage and let her roar at Martina to keep riding. It was absolutely brilliant to see Martina winning, and God, she gave a super ride as well, so delighted for her.
So there was great local celebrations.
Oh God, yeah. There was plenty of champagne in the bar after.
So a small bit of controversy surrounding the race. What was your kind of thoughts on the whole aftermath of it?
On the day, I definitely didn't take any notice. I don't know, like at the end of the day, we're not professionals, and I looked up and I thought I was at the finish as well, and I kind of gave one last push and then realised I wasn't. But yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of kind of talk going on, and at the end of the day, we're not professionals, so we are going to make mistakes.
And just from your own kind of perspective, does having betting on the race kind of add to the occasion for you, kind of adds a bit more of a buzz to it?
I think so. Like you have people coming up and say, "Oh God, I'm gonna be backing you now, and you have to win," and all this. I don't know. I think it definitely gives you a bit of encouragement, and it kind of shows that people are supporting you as well, and they're dying to see you racing and doing well. So yeah.
So looking forward to the last race now. You were third last time. Are you eyeing up the winner's spot next time maybe?
Oh God, yeah. I think the first time it was just about getting home safe and enjoying it. Second race was kind of about getting into the mix and seeing what all the buzz and the hustle and bustle is about. And third one now will be maybe a bit more tactical.
So if you're kind of going to give any advice to someone maybe looking to next year's challenge, what would you say?
Plenty of training. It's all about making sure you're fit enough for it, and like the fitter you are, the more you're going to enjoy it as well. You're not going to be worried about getting tired or anything like that. The simulators in race are absolutely brilliant. I've been in with Paddy Flood quite a bit, and he's just been really good. Lots of tips, and yeah, he's pushing us hard.
And James, you were saying Heather here did the Corinthian Challenge a few years ago, so you're a great supporter of the race. How important is it, do you think, to support these charity races?
It's massive, especially touch wood. When I was actually riding, I never needed it, but it actually is for a great cause, and it's actually good crack too the days the races are on. So I try to support it the best I can. Heather rode Jazz Ranger in, I think, her 3 races. Niamh got in touch with us, so we said we'd help her out. Derby was her first one, and Heather actually rode him in Listowel 2 days before the Curragh, and he just wasn't back to himself. So we strapped Niamh onto typical Thomas, and he brought her around and gave her a good spin, thank God.
What kind of a buzz did you get seeing Niamh finishing 3rd in the Curragh? Like, it was obviously a massive day.
Look, it's great. Look, especially for her and for the rest of them they're at. It gives them a great buzz and a great kick. So, no, look, once everyone goes around and comes back safe is the main thing. But they're starting to get a bit more competitive now. So the next one should be very good crack, all right.
So, any plans for who might ride the next day? Is it confirmed yet?
Nothing confirmed just yet, but I think we'll have a chat about that soon.
No, we'll see closer to the time. Look, if I think it's Leopardstown, is it?
Yeah.
To Leopardstown, the ground probably wouldn't be that heavy, so it might be typical Thomas again. We'll see, but that's not set in stone just yet at the moment.
Hiya, I'm Heather Heffernan and I am training at home with James in Springfield Stables.
So Heather, lovely to meet you here. You're a past graduate of the Corinthian Challenge.
Yeah, I did it in 2019 it was brilliant. It was an absolute massive buzz. I rode Jazz Ranger for the 3 races. The first one in the Curragh, yeah, let's not talk about that as much. That was it was an experience, but as I said, the best thing about it was the fact that you made your mistakes in one and you could always you had your second or your third one to do it. When I did it, it was the Curragh, Cork and Leopardstown, and it was incredible. It was brilliant.
And you finished in the frame or two out of 3 races. That must have been a good buzz.
Yeah, it was unreal. I finished, I think it was 4th or 5th in the Curragh. I was 2nd in Cork and I was 4th in Leopardstown. I think my only problem with Leopardstown was Jazz wasn't the best going left-handed, so it probably didn't help. It hampered me more than helped me, but he looked after me for the 3 of them. He was brilliant. And
you kept on riding afterwards. You kind of caught the buzz, I suppose.
Yeah, I caught the buzz for speed afterwards, and I ended up taking out my amateur licence. I rode a few of my own, kind of giving them their first runs out, and then we've an owner in the yard then that's very good to me, Frank Reynolds. He gave me another few. So I think once you catch the buzz, you don't really stop, more so than anything else. But it's brilliant.
And the yard is great for supporting the challenge. You gave Niamh 2 nice horses to ride.
Yeah, no, look, as I said, when I actually originally started it, I was an owner. I know how hard it is, and especially, I suppose now being in kind of riding on the amateur side of things, like what them boys do is ridiculous. Like what we ask them to do, and if they do get hurt, like the Irish Injured Jockeys Fund is just amazing. So it was a kind of thing that I've always stood by. I could give them what they were giving to us, 7 days a week, that sort of a way. And it was just brilliant to be able to give back to something that they can have, do you know what I mean, that sort of way. It's brilliant.
And what kind of advice would you give to a jockey who's open through the challenge?
Have fun. I think the biggest thing, and it was no different with me, is the fear, and you're panicking. What happens if I do this, and what happens if I do that? Who cares? Just go out, have fun. And I think the biggest thing is look back on your races and try and improve. Don't try and improve everything, say on your second go, but try and improve maybe 1 or 2 things, and then when you go to your third, then you'd like to think that you're able to kind of stand there and say, yeah, do you know what? I actually improved the whole way through, and I'm delighted with what I'm after doing.